So when a water heater literally tells you, stop, you know this service call's about to get expensive. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. Sunday morning, May 17th, 7:42 in the morning. I'm going on an emergency service call for an existing residential client. The call came in late last night. Thank you, client, for being a little understanding. Came in last night around 11:30 at night. I was just about to be in deep sleep, and I heard my phone vibrate. This client has a leak coming from his water boiler, from the safety, pressure, and temperature valve. Fortunately, they're about 5 minutes from our shop, and traffic, not even 8 o'clock in the morning. I think we'll be good, even though the Long Island Railroad is on strike. Fortunately, we don't have to go that far. Let's go help them out. I took a quick peek at House Call Pro, and I saw that they have a gas-fired steam boiler. They got a Home Depot special for their water heater. They got a Rheem water heater with a black drip leg on it that's about yay long. Let's go help them out. You ready? Let's go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you may be asking yourself, Mikey Pipes, aren't you the owner of the company? Why are you going out on a Sunday morning? And especially on your wife's birthday? Well, folks, a mentor of mine by the name of Al Esposito, he's no longer with us. He instilled core values on running a business and managing a team and treating everyone like family. I believe in leading by example. And what that means is I expect my team to do as I do and not as I say. If I'm gonna ask them to go out on emergency service calls, you best believe that I will do it myself. And those kind of values is what Al taught me years and years and years ago. May he rest in peace. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
You?
Just go down.
Okay, no problem. It's gotta follow company protocol.
I did laundry yesterday, and then we noticed.
You got a drip.
Yeah, coming out of this.
Safety relief valve.
Yeah.
On the water heater. How old's the water heater? Doesn't look that old.
It's like 7 years.
Yeah, let me help on the other side. Yeah, May 30th, 2019. All right, almost 7 years old. So, what's leaking is the temperature and pressure safety valve, and they normally leak for a reason, such as too much pressure or too much temperature, right?
Okay.
But they also do prematurely just fail due to normal wear and tear. But we can replace this valve. You have an irrigation system, sprinkler system?
No.
No, because you don't have anything automated like that for your lawn. Believe it or not, it's related. That's why I asked.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, can I see the main water valve?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's get what we need from the truck. I'm gonna get that bucket that's over there. I never put the tools back in the tool tray. Let's take all this out. I'm gonna use this bucket. I'm gonna use a hose. wrench. We're going to take some Teflon tape, my tubing cutter, and let's grab that relief valve and the drip leg. How many times have you guys seen this? Wow, that's cheap. All right, we got our long shank relief valve. Are we gonna need that here? Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna need that here. Let's wrap some PTFE tape on the threads. 6 times is good. The Blue Monster for the win. Let's close this valve off. Wow, 1/2-inch tubing feeding water heater. Interesting. All right, let's get the hose. Let's open up this drain valve. Man, it's nasty. Ooh, that's gross. Pop the air out so it doesn't get airlocked. We're going to use this to our advantage. Don't even need a wrench. Look at that, folks. Ready? Let's see if I can do this one-handedly. Ugh, look at all that cocky. And one more. Beautiful. Look at how nasty that water is. Oof. This Rheem water heater. Manufacture date May 30th, 2019. Right before the world shut down. A few months later. Okay. Now, oh, we got a sink. Let's dump out his tray. There we go. All right, let's cut that drip leg. Yeah, right around there. This was the easily accessible tubing cutter. Oh, almost pulled the Geo. Oh man. Come on, cooperate there, buddy. Don't need to go around 6 times. It's just a relief valve drip leg. Beautiful. Let's slowly open the valve. Perfect. Excellent. Open up the hot water. Getting the air out of the line. See how, oh, that's gross. gonna let this run for a little bit, get all that sediment out of the bottom of the tank, let that stir up. You know, we turned off the water supply to the water supply to the water heater, and we took some water out, so the pressure changed. So any like iron buildup on the walls of the water heater or the sediment at the bottom of the tank, that got stirred up. So let's just run that for a hot minute. All right, now that the repair is done and we fixed the immediate problem, we're going to follow up with a combustion analysis, making sure that the water heater is burning safely and properly. I got the Testo 320 combustion analyzer to assist me doing so. The probe is on a downward angle. I can also drill a hole here so we have no effect of the diverted air going up to allow for natural draft. I could do that, but not necessary. We're just making sure that nothing is out of the ordinary here. Stack temperature, generally around there. O2, CO, CO2. Let's give that a couple moments. All right, while we're letting that heat up, service tag near the appliance, 51726, temperature and pressure valve. There's my initials. We have a valve tag on the water inlet, the gas valve supply. Make sure we have one for the heating system. And December 1st, 2025. Very good. That's done and over with now, but let's just put that right there. Perfect. All right, let's clipboard the results and print that out and put it on the water heater. All right, I was waiting for the water heater gas control valve to stop heating. It was sensing temperature. Make sure nothing out of the ordinary, no discharge from the temperature and pressure safety valve due to excessive temperature. Our draft is good, combustion is good, shuts off, leak is gone. There's no check valve on the water main, no irrigation system, no reason why that relief valve should be leaking other than just normal wear and tear. And relax, it's a Rheem. Sir?
Yes.
All done.
Okay.
Want me to come up? Yeah, I'll show you. New safety valves in place. Your plate goes down to the floor, terminates about 6 inches off the floor. I washed out your bin and put it on top of the dryer over there. I waited for the water heater to stop heating up to make sure there's no like other condition of it like overheating, which there's no indication of that. Just it's a Rheem. It's you've got 6 years out of it so far. You know out of one component of it, not too shabby. It could be much worse. I also did a combustion test, similar to what we do for the boilers on the exhaust gases coming out of the top of the water heater, and they're all within range. Nothing to worry about with that. Okay. The water heater, I don't know if it has. Yeah, it does. On the other side, if you want to prolong the life of your water heater, a lot of people don't know about this, and most plumbers don't even bother doing this. But there's a sacrificial anode rod on top of the water heater that acts as the magnet for water. So the tanks fail because water and metal don't mix, right? Now, even though it could be glass lined, what have you, there's still a sacrificial rod that's tapped in from the top of the water heater that the water attacks. Usually made out of magnesium, but this rod wears over time. And once the rod is gone, the water starts attacking the tank. If you know, what I would suggest doing, like maybe call on Monday or during the week for the plumbing tune-up that you entitled to. And when we're here, maybe change the anode rod then. It's really not that expensive. It's about like $130, $140, you know, for just the rod itself. We also have powered ones that are guaranteed for life. But if you do that, the water is going to attack the anode rod. And then it's a sacrificial rod. It's designed to, you can Google this or use ChatGPT. It's a sacrificial anode rod. It's a rod maybe about 3 feet long, and it's right on the top of the water heater, and it's tapped in like a bolt.
And it's just there to...
It's just there for the water to be attracted to it and eat that. So the water is going to eat that rod before it eats the tank.
Got it. Okay.
And over the last, like, probably 10 years or so, these manufacturers have gotten creative and now make powered ones. So electricity is now introduced to the water, which I know it sounds crazy, but the electricity acts as the magnet, and these rods now are guaranteed for like 20 years.
Wow.
And in some, they actually give you a warranty. Like, listen, if the tank fails, you put this in on day one with proof, we'll guarantee the tank. It's crazy how, like, as technology evolves over time, and even in anything, like a simple thing as plumbing, even though it's not so simple, but and as simple as this tank is, it's just crazy how water and electricity and just technology can interact. But just worthless information maybe. But if you want to keep this tank around longer, and the damage may already be done already, and the water may already be start eating the inside walls of the tank. But if you want to avoid yourself a major expense of replacing a water heater, like 5 years from now, or whenever that may be, replacing the anode rod will definitely buy you some time. Just keep that in mind. But we checked the draft. We did the combustion test on the exhaust gases. I waited for the water heater to turn off, and it's working. Now, I did flush out some water from the laundry sink over there. It was very, very dark brown. You may have to run some fixtures throughout the house for a few minutes each to make that go away. Because I turned off the water supply going to the tank. The pressure now went away because I drained some water from the bottom. And then you stir up all that crap at the bottom. So.
Okay. To flush that out.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, another benefit of the plumbing plan that you're signing up for is that when we come to do that wellness check, we're going to take a garden hose at the bottom of the water heater and flush it out for 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Even though the tank is like 6 or 7 years old now, I would still do it. Why not? If it was like 20, I wouldn't dare, because essentially you could be pulling the scab off the skin and the tank's going to bleed. And the tank is not going to fix itself. It's just going to bleed water, and then you need a new tank.
Yeah.
So, again, I like to educate. You're paying me for my time here. I might as well give you the best experience necessary.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Because I know nothing about any of these things. So
it's all good. Just the one heat, you turn on the thermostat, one hot water, it's there at the tap.
Yeah.
Have any questions?
No.
All right, let's review the invoice message for this service call. Upon inspection, found temperature and pressure, T&P safety valve, on the existing Rheem 50-gallon natural gas water heater actively discharging water. We got a manufacture date of May 30th, 2019. Existing discharge piping was constructed of black metallic piping and did not meet current code or best practices due to improper termination length and type of tubing. Explain to homeowner the purpose of and function of the T&P safety valve as a critical safety device designed to relieve excess temperature and or pressure conditions within the water heater. We removed the defective relief valve and supplied and installed new properly rated long shank temperature and pressure safety valve. We replaced discharge tubing with new 3/4 inch copper relief drain line, properly extended and terminated approximately 6 inches above finished floor in a safe, visible location. We performed a combustion analysis and draft test on the natural gas appliance to verify proper burner operation and venting performance. Readings were within normal operating parameters at time of service. Work completed successfully. Ladies and gentlemen, I have one request. Please rate how I did in the comment section down below during this service call. Let me know if I missed anything, I should have added something, or did I just run my mouth too much and maybe I confused the homeowner. But I believe that I performed an exceptional job, and that was proven by a gratuity that I was given at the completion of the service call on top of the payment that he received for the emergency that we were sent out for. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, be well, God bless, stay safe.